Hello, Elizabeth here, and I'm here with another episode of What I'm Practicing. I'm really grateful to be with you today. I've been wanting to shoot this episode for a while now and had waited, and needless to say, the topic is the same, but the sentiment and some of the words and the stories are different. Because when I was playing this episode, it was before November 8th, and now it's after November 8th, and I feel different. I am seeing the world slightly differently, and so I want to talk with you about this idea that I'm practicing from this spot I am in today. And so the idea that I have been fascinated by for a really long time is how we move forward in the world, how we move forward in our own individual lives, in our communities, in our world. I don't just mean when something like an election happens, I mean all the time. And for me, when I look back at my life, there are two ways in which I would move forward. And the first was a way that I grew up with, and every TV commercial and every part of the Olympics and every really successful person I knew pretty much really beautifully exampled, but it was this example of you show up and you do it and you push through and you work hard and you go and you go up the mountain until you get to the summit, and then you go up the next mountain, and then you go up the next mountain. And it was this almost like a prize to be won for who worked the hardest, who was the most exhausted, who depleted themselves the most. And I say that with the utmost respect for people who naturally are so inclined and drawn to working so hard and going through so much resistance and going up. And I know people who that lights them up. That is their purpose. That turns them on. That is why, one of the reasons why they're here is to do the uphill climb. And for me, this other way started to come into practice after many times of burnout and exhaustion, questioning. I have a little visitor, little one, a kitten who's staying with us right now. So she'll just be with us. So the other way was this way of being pulled. Instead of feeling like I was running up and running through and plowing through, where am I being pulled? Where am I being carried? Where am I being called? And because of that difference of looking at it, because of that difference of energy, instead of the mind deciding, I've heard the stories, you're supposed to do this, go, and then keep going, and then keep going more. The other way for me was dropping in, and the other way was listening, and the other way was saying, this doesn't really make sense. This isn't really what I should do or ought to do, but I'm really being called to go here in my life next. I'm really being called to focus on this or dive into that, and not playing by other people's rules, but by listening to that internal compass and that internal voice and that internal guidance, whether you believe it's intuition or gut or your body wisdom or spirit. Whatever that voice or that feeling within you that says this way, like that calls you forth. Because something happens for me when I feel like I'm being called and I'm being pulled. I can still get really nervous and I can question and I can have moments of fear. But when I'm being called and when I feel like I'm being pulled forward, there is an energy where it feels like life is on my side. It feels like life has got me, like I'm in my little boat and life is like, come this way. And again, there are moments where it can feel terrifying and scary, and I can question it and I can doubt it. But it's very different to me when I am called, when I am pulled, and then when I let myself go there. And I love the story of the guy in the boat, and he's rowing and he's rowing and he's rowing and he's like, I'm not getting anywhere, God, I'm not getting anywhere, what's wrong? And God just comes down, I guess, and says, turn the boat around. You're going upstream, turn the boat around. And not only that, put down the oars, I got you for a while. And so, my God, it's very casual. But there is something about, we all know those moments when we are rowing so hard upstream. And there are moments, and especially after November 8th, where I believe we will all choose to row really hard upstream. Because oftentimes we need to row up to then go down. We just need to row upstream to have more downstream, as Abraham Hicks would say. And then there are moments, whether it's a moment during the day, whether it's a full day, whether it's a weekend, where we I am asking myself to let go of the oars and to listen and to be carried and say, where am I being called next? Where am I being pulled next? And in two ways. Where am I being pulled for myself, for my being, for my sanity, for my pleasure, for like what within me is calling next for my personal life? And then also, what is the world calling me for? And there's this beautiful sweet spot, which I'm sure many of you have experienced, and God, it feels good when we experience it, where our deep inner pull for what we truly want really matches what the world needs and what our community needs. And so it is, I think, giving ourselves the permission to, if we want it to be easier, just saying, wow, I would desire this to be easier. If we want it to feel like we're going downstream more, the permission to feel like we are going downstream more. When we go downstream, it does not mean we go slow. It does not mean like that there aren't raging rapid moments. That does not mean that there aren't moments of lazy river, but it means we are in the flow, we are supported, we are in alignment with the divine connection. And so there is something about claiming that and allowing ourselves that. And for me, allowing myself to go, there will be moments when I decide to go really hard uphill and plow through. And there are many moments where my being and my purpose, everything about me comes alive and serves more when I allow myself to go downstream, when I allow myself to be pulled, when I allow myself to be called. And so I send my love to you, whether you're going up a mountain or you're going on the stream. I'm going to let go of the oars for moments this week, and then I'm going to paddle, keep my eyes open, and then I'm going to let go of the oars. So that's my desire, and I'd love to hear yours too. So sending a lot of love to you. I'll see you all very soon, and thinking of you.